Are you searching for personal development, motivation, self-help, success? Darren Hardy. Well, you've come to the right place. Hang on.
Welcome to the Expect Success Podcast, a presentation of GeorgeBollock.com with your host, George Bollock. This podcast is for all things personal development. Don't expect success, prepare for it. Please welcome your host, George Bollock.
Welcome to Expect Success at GeorgeBollock.com. Now, in addition to listening to our podcast, you can also view the video format on YouTube at GeorgeTube.com. Darren Hardy is an American author, keynote speaker, advisor, and former publisher of the Success magazine. Darren is a New York Times best-selling author who wrote The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, Living Your Best Year Ever, and The Compound Effect. Now, on today's show, Darren shares with you his simple daily strategy for self-improvement. It's called the 1-1-3-5-1-30-35 plan. Seems complicated, but listen up to start implementing it today to compound your personal development and success. Here's Darren.
First off, my learning is divided into two separate buckets, JIC and JIT, just in case and just in time. Just in case is general reading, listening, and watching. These are the podcasts that I frequent, blogs that I read, all things that I'm coming across on a day-over-day basis as I traverse the vast expanse of knowledge and human ingenuity. I do see it as my job to absorb, digest, and curate it all for you. I've been doing that now for over 25 years. Now, mind you, it is all from very selective input sources, only content that will help me with my mission to positively influence influencers. Now, JIC, just in case content. That's where Darren Daily fits. Darren Daily is like a box of fine chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get, but you can always be assured it's gonna be delish. You can bet your bottom dollar, as my grandmother loved to say. Okay, that's just in case. Now let's go to just in time. And this is where my calculated personal growth and development plan comes in. So this is my 1-1-3-5-1-30-35 plan. Don't get bunched up. It's simpler than it sounds. Here's how it breaks down. The first one is to identify your number one goal right now for this year. The next one is to identify the number one skill that is most important to achieving that number one goal. Are you with me so far? We are designing a growth plan that is a fit for purpose. The number one skill needed to achieve your number one goal. I focus only on one skill development plan per quarter, period. Focus, baby, focus. Or as my Polish friend likes to say it, focus, baby, focus. Now the 5. Identify the best 5 books focused on that number one skill to achieve that number one goal. Don't know which books to get? Well, either A, ask the most successful people that you know in that skill category, ask them what they've read, or Google it. Google is pretty smart. Or have Amazon tell you. They know what's what, and then read the reviews. Once picked, order the 5 books. Don't overthink it, just order them now. Now the number 3, buy 3 audio books or subscribe to 3 podcasts that are focused on that skill set. Then the number 1, register for 1 comprehensive training program or attend 1 masterclass or workshop that's focused on that skill set. The key is, once you have identified your number one goal and your number one skill for that goal, buy the books, the audio programs, and the training programs now. Make one decision, not 9. Now, the consumption part of the process, the 30-30 part of the 1-1-3-5-1-30-35 plan. In the morning, I grab my cup of joe, and the first thing I do is I watch that day's Darren Daily. Yeah, every morning. I have hashtag never missed. It's always new and fresh for me that day. After that, I then set my iPhone for 30 minutes and I read one of those 5 books that I ordered. The average adult reads about 250 words per minute, about 60 pages per hour. So that's about 30 pages in those 30 minutes on average. Do that 5 days a week. That's 150 pages a week. Over a quarter, that's 1,800 pages. Those 5 books could be 360 pages each, and you'd easily breeze through them in a quarter. Now, the next 30 is to listen. Do this on your net time, your no extra time, while you are walking, jogging, walking the dog, driving, traveling, etc. When your hands are busy or your body is in motion, but your mind is free. Just 30 minutes per day. That equals 30 hours of listening time per quarter. Way more than you need for those 3 audiobooks or to mainline the entire historical thread of a podcast. Then the final 5 in the 1-1-3-5-1-30-35 plan. It is my 5-step study process. You ready? Write this down. Number 1, study. As I am reading, listening, or attending, I am focused on applications directly related to that one skill. Number 2, extract. I'm only looking for 3 ideas in total. It could be 5 300-page books, 3 8-hour audio programs, a 3-day workshop, but I'm only looking for the 3 best ideas. That's it. Because if there are 100 ideas, there are no ideas. Number 3, act. Implement 1 idea right now. Only 1 idea per month needs to be applied. Number 4, measure. I measure the improvement on each idea over a period of 30 days. Number 5, review. I do a plan, a do, and then a review. I do it, I review it, and then I adjust and I do it again. There you have it. That's my 1-1-3-5-1-30-35 plan. Sounds complex, but it's super simple and wildly efficient, effective, and successful. Just think if you had been working this plan since you were 20 years old. If you're only 40 right now, just a pup, let's say, that means that you would have built 80 unique skills by now, literally only spending 30 minutes reading a day, 5 days a week. The audio is consumed in net time, so that doesn't even cost you any extra time. 30 minutes a day. That's it. To build the essential skills responsible for achieving your biggest goals in life. Only 20 years of this equals more than 575 books and 2,400 hours of audio training and 80 workshop or training programs or masterclasses. Well, no time like the present. Get on the 1-1-3-5-1-30-35 plan right now.
That's awesome. Now, for more about Darren Hardy, simply search YouTube. And be sure to visit his website, DarrenHardy.com. Darren's famous audiobook, The Compound Effect, can be found at his website and or Amazon.com. And I'll be sure to leave a link in the show notes. And remember, as the late great Jim Rohn used to say, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Today you've been hanging out with Darren Hardy. Keep up the momentum. Subscribe to our newsletter so you never miss another episode. We'll catch you on the next show. And thanks a million for listening. See ya.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Expect Success Podcast with your host, George Ballin. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please rate, subscribe, and review. And find more great content online at georgebollick.com and on Facebook and Twitter at George Bollick. We'll catch you next time. And remember, don't just expect success, prepare for it.